Termites are what motivated this whole project. We learned about these termites, these centimeter-long insects that together build mounds that can be 40 feet or more tall. And we said that's amazing. That shows that these large numbers of independent agents, all with limited sensing and no central control, that they can together build very large-scale complicated structures. That's fantastic. Now, how would we do that? How would we build and program robots so that they build according to these same kinds of decentralized principles, but together produce particular things that we ask them for? This video is sped up 5 times because the robots actually move very slowly. They're capable of moving faster, but we have them moving very deliberately. They're being very careful to get everything right. Sort of measure twice, cut once. So here we've sped up 15 times. The robots are actually moving at about 2.5 feet a minute. So the main window is showing sort of a 3/4 view of the 3 robots building the structure. In the lower left is an inset showing a top view of the same thing. So if you're a human asking these robots to build you something, you start by giving them something like a picture of what you want. You give them basically a blueprint. And a computer takes that and annotates that with the equivalent of traffic rules. That gives the robots guidelines on how they're allowed to move through the workspace. Each one has its own brain, doesn't know what the other ones are doing. They're not getting directions from any central command. And they also each have all their own sensing. They can only tell what's going on right around themselves. They're working together in the sense that they're all working to build the same structure, but they're working independently. Each one is acting on its own. If you got rid of one of these robots, it wouldn't affect what the other 2 were doing. If you got rid of 2 of the robots, the 3rd one would be able to keep going and finish the job by itself. The long-term vision of a system like this is to do automated construction in settings where humans can't easily do it. So for instance, if we want to send astronauts to Mars, it's very hard, very dangerous and expensive to send astronauts to build there. It would be ideal if we could send a team of robots on ahead to build them a habitat, so that would be waiting for them when they show up. Of course, that's, again, a very long-term vision. Something that might be shorter term, still on the order of years, but maybe not decades, is to have a system like this build levees out of sandbags to protect against flooding. Classically, the times when you want to use robots instead of people are situations described by the 3 Ds: dirty, dangerous, and dull. And something like building with sandbags in a flood zone is all of those things. Right now we send in the National Guard. So if we could have robots do that for us, that could help us keep people out of harm's way. Again, not these specific robots, not these exact algorithms, but you can imagine how systems like these could be adapted to build walls out of sandbags to protect against flooding.